This is ABC7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Ohio State University, the site of a disturbing and violent attack today. Just before 10 o'clock this morning, law enforcement flooded the campus where investigators say a fellow student drove his car into several people before getting out and stabbing others. He was eventually shot and killed by police. The suspect has since been identified as an 18-year-old Ohio State University student of Somali descent. 9 people were left hurt and rushed to the hospital. 1 person is in critical condition. Those who were on campus at the time described their experience.
Oh, it's terrifying. You don't know, especially when we're so close to the building where it happened.
It's not real. You go numb. It's not supposed to happen.
The attack is being investigated by the FBI and other agencies as a potential terrorist attack. Also today, a murdered police officer is remembered in Texas. Funeral services for Detective Benjamin Marconi taking place this morning. Marconi was shot to death last week while sitting in his patrol car. The San Antonio officer was writing a ticket at the time. The 31-year-old man has been charged with capital murder in his death. Marconi was a 20-year veteran of the San Antonio Department. There are 2 very different reactions in the aftermath of Fidel Castro's death. Today, the Cuban people begin official mourning for the former leader as thousands pay tribute. But in the United States, there are celebrations and political uncertainty. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez is in Havana with more.
Cubans lining up by the thousands in Havana's Revolution Plaza to pause and pay tribute to Fidel Castro. The first public memorial since the 90-year-old's death Friday, beginning with a salute, marking the end of an era for the island nation Castro ruled for nearly half a century.
We lost a great figure of the Cuban people, a transcendental man in the history of Cuba and, in my opinion, of the world.
The somber reflections beneath lowered flags, a glaring contrast to the celebrations by Cuban exiles in Miami.
Now that he is gone, there is an opportunity to really get behind those opposition leaders in Cuba so that we can secure a better future for the people of Cuba and also for the United States.
And hope for the thawing relationship between the 2 countries highlighted as the first direct commercial flight between the U.S. and Havana took off from Miami.
This is history.
First time in over 50 years.
Coincidental timing as Cuba mourns and its future under President Raul Castro remains uncertain. President-elect Trump saying his administration will do all it can to ensure prosperity and liberty for the Cubans. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Havana, Cuba.
And those daily flights will start going to Cuba after newly restored ties between the country and President Obama's administration. JetBlue will start twice daily service from Orlando tomorrow and Fort Lauderdale on Wednesday. On Thursday, Spirit Airlines and Frontier will begin flying out of Fort Lauderdale. Delta Airlines will take off from Miami, New York's JFK Airport, and Atlanta. And Southwest starts daily service from Fort Lauderdale on December 12th. Let's check on our weather now. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan keeping track of things on a kind of a cloudy day, Bob.
Yeah, skies aren't too blue right now across our area anyway. We had a little bit of peak here and there of the sunshine this afternoon, but quite a bit of clouds in advance of this storm system, which is going to have a tough time battling a high pressure ridge over the entire state for that matter. It's bringing us, though, that wind out of the south now, which is really starting to bring that humidity back up, so muggy conditions will be experienced tonight. Enough moisture in the lower levels of the atmosphere anyway to produce some fog, and that fog could be rather thick in some areas. Right now, big storms firing up over northern sections of Mississippi tonight. Some of those storms are rough at times, and in fact, there could be some severe weather all the way over through Alabama with the possibility of tornadic activity tonight and tomorrow morning. You see Jackson, Mississippi getting some heavy weather right now. Over the Panhandle, a few spotty showers, and along the southeast coast, some of that moisture traveling all the way toward Naples and Fort Myers. The potential for strong storms exists through tomorrow across the deep south. Not much of a chance right here. More in our forecast in a few minutes. Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you. A recount in the presidential election is triggering outrage and accusations from President-elect Donald Trump. Wisconsin election officials are working on a timeline for a recount in that state after Green Party presidential candidate Jill Stein formally requested one Friday. Stein says it's important to determine whether hacking affected results in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Hillary Clinton's campaign joining the effort to ensure fairness, but President-elect Trump tweeting that the election is over. Then he alleged there was serious fraud in Virginia, New Hampshire, and California. But election officials are denying any fraud.
I fully expect, given the history of how elections are conducted in Wisconsin, that the outcome is not going to be different.
Trump's transition team did not provide any evidence to back up President-elect's assertions of fraud in this year's elections, mainly because there is no proof. Wisconsin officials say it will be tough to finish the recount by the federally required deadline of December 13th. 41 years after the end of the Vietnam War, veterans suffering from the effects of Agent Orange are still having difficulty accessing their benefits. A new study from the Journal of Occupational and Environmental Medicine links exposure to the herbicide to high blood pressure, which could dramatically expand the number of veterans eligible for compensation. But not everyone is getting help. A bill in the U.S. House to get benefits for Navy veterans exposed to Agent Orange has yet to get a vote, and co-sponsor Congressman Vern Buchanan says it's unlikely to pass. Bad news for that particular group of veterans, some of whom live here on the Suncoast.
Just getting the VA to recognize it, because none of these illnesses run in my family. So I'm either extremely unlucky or it's tied to the herbicide called Agent Orange.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, we'll hear from multiple veterans benefit consultants who are fighting to get those benefits for those exposed to Agent Orange. After a record-breaking Black Friday, shoppers change gears in preparation for Cyber Monday. According to the National Retail Federation, more than 120 million Americans are expected to shop online at some point today, trying to get the best deals possible. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo joins us live from Selby Public Library in downtown Sarasota with more on the story tonight. Dwayne?
Well, Scott, people are shopping online today not only to get the best deals, but for convenience. Whether you're at a coffee shop or here at the Selby Library in downtown Sarasota, or the comfort of your own home or job. With a couple clicks of her mouse, Katie Kopakin saved time and money.
It's the convenience of it. I mean, I did it during my lunch break today.
She joined more than a record-breaking 150 Americans shopping online over the Thanksgiving weekend and contributed to sales on the busiest online shopping day of the year. And according to Katie, it's for a good reason.
And at the holidays, it's just so crowded and things are always picked over too. So wider selection online.
Not only do consumers cite great deals on Cyber Monday for things like electronics and appliances, but avoiding long lines for actual purchases is a plus.
That video game we ordered online and had to come pick it up.
And retail stores such as Chico's encourages folks to come in and try on clothing. But managers do admit there's some advantages in going online and shopping on Cyber Monday.
They can go and look at the product online. They can see 360-degree views of it. They can see it in motion. When they can do a rate or review of a product, because what that does is they can see other people's reviews of the product and get a little bit familiar with the knowledge of it before they even decide to purchase.
Experts say to shop safely online, follow these few tips. Make sure the website you're buying from is secure. Also make sure you're familiar with the retailer. Another place to look for savings, social networking sites like Facebook and Twitter, where retailers are spreading the word about deals to their customers. A shopping experience Kopakin feels will be the way of the future.
And that's the best part of online shopping is you get a package at your door, so it's a present that you can open right then and there. And then if you order a lot of stuff, you don't know what it is, so then you're excited to open it up and try it on.
Now, experts say Cyber Monday is on track to hit $3.3 billion, possibly the top online shopping day of the season. Reporting in Sarasota, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
All right, Dwayne, thank you so much. Coming up next, if you think you're allergic to penicillin, new research is showing otherwise. What one local doctor is saying about the recent findings and how you can tell if you're affected.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
What makes America's #1 beach even better? How about seafood and music? Don't miss the Siesta Beach Seafood and Music Festival happening Saturday and Sunday, December 3rd and 4th from 10 to 6 p.m. Savor mouth-watering Florida Gulf Coast seafood dishes by top restaurants and chefs while you enjoy great live music from some of Florida's top musical groups. So grab your family and friends at the Siesta Beach Seafood and Music Festival December 3rd and 4th. For more information, visit seafoodfestivals.com.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
If you think you're allergic to penicillin, you may not be. That's what a new study from the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology has found. ABC7's Alex Redmond joins us now with more. Alex?
Thanks, Scott. The gold standard antibiotic for treatment for a myriad of ailments all but disappeared from prescriptions. Well, now research finds millions of Americans who believe that they're allergic to penicillin. They may not be. Since the 1940s, penicillin was the go-to antibiotic for all sorts of infections.
From sinus infections to syphilis and anything in between. So it's for skin infections. The penicillin family is effective for bronchitis.
The broad-spectrum antibiotic works wonderfully well, says allergist Dr. Hugh Wyndham. The problem is, over the years, people develop or have had a reaction to penicillin.
And they carry that label forever, so the numbers keep on increasing that can't tolerate penicillin. So they're given more expensive alternative antibiotics.
Dr. Wyndham says his role is to determine if they are still allergic.
The unknown fact is most people lose their allergy over about a decade. So if it was when you were 15 and now you're 39, you probably lost your allergy. And we can test and prove that.
There are 10 shots that you get to find out if you're allergic to penicillin. Each one of these little syringes contains a different type of penicillin.
So we'll have 2 penicillins, 2 ampicillins, 2 Keflex, and 2 penicillin Gs.
What kind of a reaction am I going to see?
The reaction you're going to see is similar to a mosquito bite or a bug bite. It's going to hive up, you'll have a little hive. It's going to get red and it's going to get really itchy.
Oh, I didn't even feel that.
No, it's not that bad. It's a very tiny needle.
The transdermal skin injections confirm no penicillin allergy here. But there's further testing.
We go into an oral challenge, amoxicillin, 125 milligrams per 5 mLs. We do 2 pediatric doses and then 1 adult dose.
To put it into perspective,
it is very, very tiny. The first ml is about as big as the tip of my pinky.
Most people, says Dr. Wyndham, lose their penicillin allergy over about a decade. And when you test allergy-free,
we wipe off your record and you can now have the less expensive and still very effective penicillin and the family of penicillin drugs, which is about 30 drugs. So we're not just freeing up penicillin, we're freeing up a whole family that you've been excluded from because of that label.
Dr. Wyndham says it's best to avoid the stronger antibiotics because they knock out more bacteria, which can create smarter bacteria. Those are the resistant ones. Penicillin isn't always the best answer, but it's good to have that option, says Dr. Wyndham.
And does cost factor into the decision to use penicillin or not?
Absolutely. What's been happening is that the hospitals have been referring other antibiotics, more expensive antibiotics, and now I think that with the testing, with more people being urged to test, we may see it go back the other way. Patients will save money, hospitals will save money. Good savings all around if you can tolerate it.
The old faithful one. Yeah, it's been around a long time.
Yeah, it has.
All right, thank you, Alex. Let's get over to Bob now for another look at our forecast. Bob?
Well, a warm day today across the Sun Coast. This is a Van Wezel webcam showing you had some sunshine at times, and the clouds that came in from the south, basically, as that moisture is working its way into a storm system to the west and north of us. Right now, skies are generally partly cloudy right now, and hopefully they'll clear up for the International Space Station, which you may be able to spot coming out of the west-southwest at 6:48 tonight. The duration is only 3 minutes, and it will disappear north-northeast. So if you're looking again toward the west-southwest, right around 6:48. And then it will be moving off toward the north-northeast, and we may see a glimpse of that. The highest it gets at about 61 degrees above the horizon. Now, photos sent in over the weekend and this holiday weekend. This one was from Sarasota. Jared Higgins getting this out over the Gulf of Mexico in Sarasota Bay. A beautiful shot right there it was. And right now, they're not getting much of a look of the sunset here as a result of some rough weather blowing up. This frontal system is causing all sorts of severe weather warnings and even tornado watches now across parts of Mississippi, stretching all the way to Louisiana tonight. And this has just been issued, this severe thunderstorm watch box, into portions of Alabama, and a severe thunderstorm warning. You can see that warning exists across much of central Mississippi all the way down into Louisiana tonight. The area in red is a tornado watch, a fairly significant front that is bringing some much needed relief to the drought over the southeast. They need a lot more, obviously, but they don't need the severe weather, and they're going to get some of that tonight. 61 degrees in Orlando now, 58 in Tallahassee, 60 in Jacksonville. A bit warmer as far as the dew point temperature goes. It's much higher than it was a week ago or so. 75 degrees right now. The dew point is at 64, and winds out of the east-southeast at 10. The pressure, 29.96 inches, and the high today was 81. The low this morning was 54, so it was a nice, pleasant start. We'll look for low temperatures and high temperatures to be above average on Tuesday as a result of the south to southeasterly wind component. No rainfall to report today, and this front is going to fall short of our area. So don't anticipate any rainfall, significant rainfall. There may be a brief shower or two come Thursday, but not enough to really help us out. We could use some rain here too. Waterleaf now at 74, Parrish at 74, as well as into Cortez, and a couple degrees warmer now at Siesta Key, 73 in Inglewood. Northport, you're at 75 and 75 now in Port Charlotte. Well, the hourly forecast tonight calling for a few clouds around, temperatures dropping down generally into the upper 60s. It could be right around 70 degrees at area beaches. And then we'll see some fog in the morning. That fog could be rather thick, especially east of I-75. So keep that in mind. And it looks as though that fog will burn off. And then we'll see some cloudiness mixed with sunshine tomorrow. And showers and storms continue now from Indiana, stretching southward down into the lower Mississippi Valley. Behind it, some clearing skies and some cooler temperatures there. Nothing extreme at this point. With that southeasterly wind flow, we're getting a few showers along the east coast of Florida. And near Naples and Fort Myers, the showers are very light and brief along the west coast. Temperatures behind the front, cooler in places like Salt Lake City and Minot, 45 now in Detroit, and temperatures into the 50s in Washington as well as into Cleveland. In the tropics, all is quiet now after Otto moved through Central America. Now, as far as the beach and boating goes, winds will be out of the south. They'll be a bit brisk at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be 2 to 3 feet. With a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters, the water temperature now at 70. Have a few clouds around tomorrow. Tides upcoming, the next one just before 11 o'clock. Sunset will be at 5:36. Partly cloudy, warm tonight, 67 for a low. Southeast winds at 10 tomorrow. Warm again. Some morning fog around. Look for a mixture of sun and clouds. The extended forecast does call for slightly cooler but not cold weather coming in on Friday and Saturday. And then we'll keep an eye on another system approaching late Sunday and Monday. Scott?
Okay, Bob, thank you. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. We're still seeing some congestion on US 41 in Bradenton and a little bit of backup on I-75 near Ellington and Palmetto. In Sarasota County, we're seeing some heavy congestion on US 301 and 41, but I-75 looking all green through that area and into South County as well. In consumer news, catching an Uber may be a little more difficult tomorrow. That's because hundreds of Uber drivers across the country are planning to join a national protest for higher minimum wages. It's all part of a larger demonstration under the group Fight for 15. The drivers are joining other hourly fast food and airport workers in pushing for a $15 minimum wage. Drivers in its top 20 U.S. markets actually average more than $19 an hour. The Fight for 15 movement has been going on since 2012, and since then, a $15 minimum wage has been approved in New York, California, and Washington, D.C. Bud Light is giving one lucky football fan the opportunity of a lifetime by offering free Super Bowl tickets for life. To be chosen, all you have to do is find one of the 37,000 golden Bud Light cans being distributed across the country. Then take a picture with the can and post it on social media with the hashtag SBTicksForLife. Leading up to the Super Bowl, 6 winners will be chosen to get a pair of season tickets to their favorite team. And from that group, the big winner will be chosen in mid-January. Good luck. That's pretty cool. And we'll be right back with more news. Stay with us.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
This holiday season, give the greatest gifts of all, safety and peace of mind. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And now, during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Holiday scratch-offs are here, and oh, they make great surprises. Imagine the joy they will bring. With over $126 million in prizes, use them for a wreath or a place card for your feast. Attach them, scratch them, and let the magic happen. Holiday scratch-offs. The Florida Lottery has them. Just imagine.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
A woman makes history this past weekend in a beauty pageant, 19-year-old Halima Aden. It is the first Muslim woman to compete in the Miss Minnesota USA pageant while fully clothed. She says the pageant was a great platform to show the world who she is. A key that Marilyn Monroe used at a Connecticut inn sells at an auction this past weekend. The key selling for $131. It was used at the Homestead Inn in Connecticut, where Monroe stayed back in 1956 while dating playwright Arthur Miller. The owners put the key up for sale after seeing how much interest generated for the dress that Monroe wore for President John F. Kennedy to sing him happy birthday. The buyer was a woman who bought it on eBay. John Lennon and Yoko Ono's holiday classic, Happy Christmas, is the backdrop for clothing retailer H&M's short holiday film. The film, titled Come Together, features Oscar winner Adrian Brody as a train conductor announcing a blizzard-induced delay That would cause passengers to miss part of their holiday. But he ends up saving the day by throwing a party for a young boy on board that train. And finally, a dog obsessed with her Santa plush doll gets a chance to meet the Jolly Man in the flesh at an Orlando mall. Kaya's owners say she plays with her plush Santa toy year-round. And when they heard about a Santa photo shoot at the mall, they decided to take her. And they say once she saw him in person, she got very excited. The moment was posted on Twitter with Kaya and her plush doll on one side and the real deal on the other. As of today, the post has gotten more than 150,000 likes on Twitter. Happy dog. We'll be right back with more news and your forecast.